And welcome back to What If Gohan and Piccolo had trained in the hyperlong time chamber for the Saiyans, Part 4. That's a mouthful. But yes, on the last episode, I keep saying episode, it's a part, but technically episode, last part, we basically had to deal with the fact that the Z-Fighters were dead for a good while before Trunks showed up. Ultimately took down King Cold, and through a conversation with King Kai, managed to use the Namekian Dragon Balls to bring everyone back again. So that happened. The androids showed up, were quickly dispatched, and Cell was ultimately dispatched. So what happens now that that's the case? Well, we go into the 7-year time skip, where Chi-Chi, I think, has definitely encouraged Gohan to be Gohan as he is in the canon, because he's been gone for so long. I was like, you were gone and you're dead. And plus, him dying really only helps Chi-Chi's argument in this case about him not spending more time focusing on studies versus training. So, unfortunately, I think the Gohan you will be getting in this 7-year time skip is closer to the Gohan you get in the series, who focused more on studying than training. But with Goku still alive and there, I do believe he doesn't degrade in quality. Like, he still stays maybe even stronger than he was in canon. It's just not by a large margin. Goku, on the other hand, spends a lot of his time training, as he does, getting Super Saiyan 2 down. Because he got the chance to train with King Kai also, I think this Goku, what I mean by that is he spent like years training with King Kai, on King Kai's planet with other people, so he already got intense training as it is. So I think Goku at this point, by the 7 years, actually has obtained Super Saiyan 3. It took a lot, took hard work, and it's still something that he can't use very effectively right now, but at least not to the degree we see maybe later on in the series. And even then, later on in the series, he doesn't use it he doesn't use it very often, because it's just not a very effective form compared to just God or Blue. Hell, even Super Saiyan 2 are more effective for long-term combat. But Super Saiyan 3, every time that he gets a chance to crack it out, is always a joy to see, because that's actually one of my favorite forms. But yeah, he has Super Saiyan 3 at this point. Meanwhile, Piccolo keeps training. Maybe he could make the wish on the Dragon Balls to get his potential unlocked, but no, I don't think it's gonna happen, because the whole potential thing hasn't even come up yet. The whole the whole idea of maxing out your inner potential has not been brought to light. And at some point I've got to do a list. I got to write down all of the Saiyan forms and transformation forms and figure out what the multiplier on those probably is. Because it still goes back and forth a lot of time what the multiplier for these forms might be. But anyway, so Piccolo's still training. He hangs out on the lookout a lot. And I think because of the relationship to Namek, they have been able to, and knowing instant transmission, luckily, they have been able to get Dende to replace Kami ultimately. The Kami basically said, I'm getting too old for this, and at some point I'm going to have to just, retire all that. And so basically Kami fuses with Piccolo to return them to who they were prior. This much stronger individual. And they came and got Dende, ultimately. Dende agreed, was happy to do it after, because he's a nice person. Dende's just a nice person. And so that happens. That's what I was trying to say. Really, not much else changes. Piccolo, strength-wise, is actually, I think, strong enough to keep up with, say, like a Super Saiyan 2 at this point, Goku or Gohan, especially with fusing with Kami. So, I don't have sponsors. Canada Dry, the best ginger ale. Actually, I'm just a ginger ale fan in general. One thing, though, that can be addressed is eventually I think Vegeta would find his way back to Earth. during that time skip. And at this point, Vegeta definitely has Super Saiyan under his belt. He's hit Super Saiyan. He is definitely proud of it. And, he came back to challenge Kakarot. Or to challenge both the Namekian and Kakarot. And so they was like, fine, is this to take over the was it? That all depends on if you lose. Really, I just want to prove I'm the superior warrior to both of you. And they're like, okay, that's fair enough. Which one of us you want to fight first? And it's like, I'll take them. And normally I don't want to show the inferior class that place, but I have a debt to repay to the Namekian. All right, fine, you're on. And so, they're getting ready. They're squaring off the fight. And they fight, and Piccolo actually puts them in his place pretty easy. I take that back. Maybe not pretty easy, but he wins the fight without a large amount of difficulty. Vegeta, especially as Super Saiyan, especially as someone who's probably had this form for a little while now, definitely gives Piccolo a solid fight, but ultimately is put down. But Piccolo's like, damn it all! It's like, look, gee, it's okay. If you want to just hang out and train here more, you're more than welcome to. It's like, what? Why would you offer me something like that? I was like, it's like, why not? So, Vegeta kind of just hangs around. Basically, kind of what happens during those years between Namek and the androids. And one thing leads to another, and little baby Trunks is born. Now, this version of Trunks, though, would be different than his canon counterpart because he's younger. He's younger than Gohan by a few years, actually. I'd argue maybe by 2 years. Because we know that Goten was born a little after Goku died, going into the 7 years. So, Goten, especially with Goku there, is definitely the stronger of the two. There's no doubt about that. Other than that, though, the other Z fighters, they've kind of gone their separate ways. Yamcha does his Yamcha stuff. Yamcha's himself. Tien is Tien and somewhere with Chaozu. So they are just doing their thing. Hercule's still the martial arts champion because at this point everyone is just too strong. They recognize they're too strong for the tournaments. But with the new martial arts tournament coming up, and everyone now there after so many years, they're like, why don't we all just go and participate? We won't be able to go all out, but that'll be a good little bit of training for us. And they think about it, and like, yeah, okay, sure, why not? So they go to the tournament. They meet Shin. I actually think the pairings are basically the same. I don't think they can't find Tien. Tien's off doing his own thing. Yamcha's not participating these days. Krillin decides to participate. 17 and 18 are just asleep. Like they are asleep. So they. By the way, someone gave a rough time frame on the Cell thing. It was like 20 some odd years or 30. I think it's like 17 or whatever. For the sake of argument, for some reason I heard 13, so we're gonna go with 13. And we know that was probably already a few years in the works. So let's assume an extra 3 years are down the way or coming. Now I don't remember how long it had been since the Boo arc between Super. That's the one thing I can't remember on that. For the sake of argument, we'll say it happens maybe midway through Super when Cell wakes up. But we're not there yet. So Krillin didn't get married. So Krillin probably actually continued with the martial arts. And yeah, there's a lot of the same stuff going on there. Piccolo is freaked out by Shin. Goku and Vegeta are squaring off. Vegeta probably has hit Super Saiyan 2 at this point by 7 years. Kabito asks Gohan, and I think the Videl Gohan thing still very much happens. Except when she goes to train with him, she actually meets Goku and sees just how powerful this guy is. It's like, well, this guy might be able to beat my dad. It's like, yeah, there's no doubt about that, but regardless. So, Goku freaks out when Spopovich beats the crap out of her. And then Gohan and the Capito thing happen. Gohan powers up his full power. They steal his energy, fly off. Vegeta, Goku, Piccolo, Krillin, Gohan, they all follow in suit. Now, Gohan being stronger means that Boo gets above a 50% buff. Or a starting point. He is actually probably more like 55%. That's kind of where I'm seeing Gohan right now. It's like that much stronger overall. So they continue on. They fought. I think Piccolo and Krillin still get turned to stone. Gohan, Vegeta, and Goku go into the ship. Vegeta takes on Pui and beats the crap out of him. 10. Maybe we'll have 500 times gravity. You might have somewhat of an advantage, but 10? I don't even feel it. Then Yakon and Goku. Goku quickly takes him out. And then Gohan and Deborah. The difference here is that Gohan, I think, actually is able to defeat Deborah, or come close to defeating Deborah. And this is due to the fact that Gohan isn't as weak as he was when he fought Deborah in the canon. He is actually stronger than his original power level in against Cell, and B, stronger, or where he is there, and B, even stronger than he was when he fought Cell in the canon. So he is actually stronger than Deborah overall, who we know actually has a power level right around the same level as Super Perfect Cell, or Perfect Cell anyway. So they duke it out, and it's still, he has to avoid it. His club turns to stone, but he ultimately is able to start overwhelming Deborah, who, like a coward, and we know Deborah would probably do this given his character, hightails it out of there. They possess Vegeta, who I think is actually more than willing to at this point. Vegeta has not been living on Earth anywhere near as long as he did in the original. And so, Vegeta, you did. Yes, Kakarot, I did. And so I'm going to take down you, and then I'll take down that last Namekian. He threatens to, he kills the people on the in the crowd. It's like, Babidi, take us away from people. If you do that, then I'll fight Vegeta. Oh, splendid! And so they good to go, and Goku powers up Super Saiyan 2. The Saiyan keeps his pride line happens, and Goku and Vegeta fight. Unfortunately for Vegeta, even in Super Saiyan 2, Goku has had way too many years of an edge on him at this point. I don't think Vegeta has been able to progress to the level of being able to take on Goku here, unfortunately. Even in Super Saiyan 2, Goku's holding the edge. They're still going toe-to-toe. Unfortunately, Goku knows that I need to stop them. I need to stop Vegeta quick. Otherwise, we're basically just going to let Boo get resurrected. and he's very much aware of that. I have no doubt. So he says, sorry, Vegeta. And he just backs out, and they kind of square up, sorry, Vegeta, but I don't have time to play here. And he starts powering up. It's like, what? No, you bastard. You've been hiding this the whole time? And he powers up to Super Saiyan 3. And he's like, sorry, Vegeta, but I don't have time to play. We don't have time to play. We continue this much, and Boo's going to get released, and we can't have that. And then he just gut checks him with his knee, basically puts him into the ground and knocks his ass out cold. Just better get going. And then he basically just senses out real quick where they are. Deborah and Bobby, through magic and power, are able to hold Shin and Goku on off long enough. It's like, Majin Boo's close 80%! And then Goku just teleports right there. It's like, Dad? It's like, Goku, what is this power? It's like, so that's what I was sensing. And there's that energy, and but Bobby's probably got a magical shield up, being fed some power by Deborah. But Goku, we know Piccolo was able to get through one of Babidi's shields, and he was far weaker than Super Saiyan 3 Goku. So Goku just kind of gives a little bit of it doesn't give, what I'm trying to say is, Goku feels like it's a little tougher than before. It's like, boom, and just blasts right through. And then finally, just, boom, blasts the hole. Takes down Deborah. Just, and just, arm right through his gut. And you. And Shin actually is the one to deliver the killing blow. No! Deborah! And that little bit of energy goes to Boo as well. 85%. No! 85%! He may not be a full power, but he'll still be enough for you! And she's like, no, Babidi, that's enough. And then just And they basically just kind of, I don't know if Shin was going to kill Babidi before he released Boo, or he was just going to, like, seal him away or something. But, I don't know, anything's, I guess, possible. I guess in this case, if he kills Babidi before that happens, that's probably for the best. So, he just, goodbye, Babidi. And they power down. Like, and, you have my thanks. But Majin Buu would have been a very different. There's no telling what havoc would have happened if Majin Buu had been released. But with your help, we were able to stop that. It was our pleasure. And it was a good time, too. All right. Thank you. I was like, what are you going to do with the Buu now? I'll take him somewhere where he'll never be able to be released again. And so Shin takes him. He regrets about having to Gabito, but they're like, oh, don't worry about that. We can wish him back. Yeah, we got to wish back the people Vegeta killed anyway. 1 second. I'm just adjusting the couch here. Yeah. Okay. And so they use the Dragon Balls. Gabito gets brought back. It's like, oh, I'm alive. It's like, Gabito, it's so good to see you. It's good to see you, my friend. And so they explain what happened, and it's all well said and done. But there is an issue with Vegeta. Because even with Dabura being killed, I don't actually interesting to point out, because the Babidi was killed after Vegeta was. Same with Dabura. I don't know if you kill Babidi, you get rid of the Majin symbol. I would guess yes, because his influence is gone. I don't know. That's a fair question. What do you think? For this, I'll say yes. And Vegeta says, damn it all. And Goku's there, as well as Piccolo and Gohan. And there's, just do it. So what are you asking, Vegeta? You know what I'm saying. I betrayed you. I betrayed your trust. I betrayed your friendship. Also, I could prove I was better. And you won't be able to stand for it. So go ahead. Kill me. Get it over with. And they're just like, God, you really are pathetic, aren't you, Vegeta? We're not going to kill you, but you're not going to stay on this planet either. You're going to leave. You understand? Do you understand? You ever come back here again, there won't be any more mercy. Mercy makes you weak in the back end. Maybe. But it's still what separates us from you. Now go, Vegeta, and don't ever come back. And, he gets into a Captain Corp ship and flies off into space. And Bulma's like, Vegeta! It's like, sorry, Bulma, we had to. Well, at least he's still alive. Maybe a day will come. He'll finally realize what we did. What he did was wrong. Maybe we can be happy again. It's like, yeah, sure. And so the Buu saga ends before it begins. That leads us into the Dragon Ball Super saga, obviously. Goku's probably training on Namek. Obviously, Beerus shows up, beats the crap out of him. There's really a lot of just rinse and repeat. The only difference is Vegeta's not there. And Boo's not there. So Beerus probably gets his pudding. So that's a bonus at least. So then obviously they come down and talk about the Super Saiyan God. That would be, so we have Gohan, Goku, Trunks, Krillin, and Trunks, Krillin, and Trunks, Krillin, and why am I saying Trunks, Krillin? Trunks, Goten. Goku, Gohan, Trunks, Goten, and a little Pan. Unfortunately, they can't get the God to come out there, but that's where they go and talk to Vegeta. I realized, by the way, that there was a something I wanted to do with Vegeta that I actually didn't do. But it is what it is. Anyway, maybe I'll do it in another video. But they were like, oh, we're down one. It's like, well, why don't I just go and find another Saiyan? There's a few left out there, isn't there? And they go and they locate Vegeta. It's like, why am I here? Hello, Vegeta. You're. It's like, that's right. And I need your little help here, if you wouldn't mind. Yes, of course. Lord Beerus, anything, of course. Obviously, Vegeta was scared shitless of the guy. So, and he did recognize him and know who he was. So it makes sense that that might actually happen. And so they do the God training or God ritual. Goku gets the God form, fights Beerus, doesn't go that well. Vegeta is allowed to stay on the conditions. And so, Bulma's like, oh, Bulma, Vegeta's like, oh, damn it, woman. Though he will not lie and say he didn't on some level miss her. At least miss some things. But no, he on some level, we know Vegeta loves Bulma. It's just his own way he shows it. That's my Bulma! That. And so really, there's a lot of minor stuff that goes on. Goku goes off to train with Vegeta for God Ki. Vegeta hears about this and wants to train as well. Unfortunately, something happens where they all feel a boosted power out near a wasteland area where they fought the androids all those years ago. And out of a hole in a lab in a mountainside comes this insectoid-like being. Because time's up, Cell hatched, and he quickly just absorbed the androids and made it turned into the perfect form. So now, Cell's out there. It's like, oh, now that I'm finally here. Now, where could Goku be? And he's going up, flying, kind of, trying to pinpoint where Goku might be, only to be encountered by the Z fighters. Piccolo, Gohan, and even Vegeta shows up at this point. And they're like, who are you? What do you want? I was like, oh, Vegeta, it's lovely to see you. And Dads, it's so wonderful to finally be able to meet you. I was wondering, would you possibly know where Goku is? Kakarot's off training somewhere. You're going to deal with us. Now, who are you? I was like, oh, that's right. How rude of me to not introduce myself. Allow me to introduce myself. You can call me Cell. I am the perfect creation of the late Dr. Gero. And he explains his origin. So I see. So, you really think you really are planning to kill Goku? Oh, I plan to kill this entire planet, but Goku's first. Now, where is he training? Off-world. Off-world? Yeah, sorry, but you're not going to be able to blow off the planet and kill him and the planet all at once. Besides, and they go on and Vegeta immediately got the Super Saiyan. Like, you have us to deal with. Oh, I see. Very cute, very adorable. Unfortunately, I don't have the time. And he powers up, and Piccolo's like, and Piccolo, I actually argue, might be the strongest of the three of them at this point. Thanks to a lot of hardcore training, fusing with Kami. Being dead for several years and getting a lot of intense training, I think he might actually be really very much on par with Super Saiyan 2s right now, without too much difficulty. Might even be the strongest one, I said. And so they all just kind of square off, and they just who gets them first? Yeah, consider it. You can have them. You haven't had a lot of fights in the last year or so for a while. So why not? Good, I need to let out some steam, that blasted Kakarot. And so, him and Vegeta go toe-to-toe, but this time it's not like the first time they fought in the original. No, Vegeta is legitimately putting him in his place. Like, how are you so damn strong? It's like, because I'm the Prince of all Saiyans, and you're just a bug. And, he blasts him. It's like, fine then, and powers up to his full power, which, again, Vegeta, I think every one of them is still stronger than, but now it's like a closer match. Long story short, it ends with Cell trying to basically self-destruct, but Piccolo, Gohan, and Vegeta basically saying no, and Piccolo just says, yeah, no way that's gonna happen, and just touches him. Because everyone at that point knows instant transmission, except Vegeta, because they trained on King Kai with King Kai for so long, and were allowing King Kai to have instant transmission, and teach it to him. So it says in the space before he just heads back. Like, no! And yeah. Now, luckily, we know Cell survived. Now, fortunately, we know Cell survived that, but he doesn't have an instant transmission because he didn't absorb Goku's cells out of that. So they can sense, like, damn it, I can tell he's still alive. And he's stronger now, and which is probably because of the Saiyan DNA boost he has. So he comes back, and basically it ends up with it ultimately ends with a beam struggle between the 3 against 1, to which because they're still relatively stronger than Cell, but not by much now, they're all able to overwhelm him and then take him out. So there is a brief interlude. Now, the question is, do we get the Resurrection F saga? I'll be honest, probably not. Because, I mean, you could have honestly had it maybe earlier with the Cold Empire and, being killed and all that. But I have a feeling that doesn't happen here. And the reason I have a feeling it doesn't happen here is because Dende, well, we know Dende wasn't paying that much attention, but I think everyone else is paying a bit more attention. Goku was off training still. And I think killing both Goku, Frieza, and Cold the way it happened really lessened the effect of the Frieza Force. So I don't think Resurrection F really happens here. Ultimately, though, we would end this now going into the Universe 6 tournament. And that is, I think, the place we're going to end it for right now. Cell showed up in Super, but was taken care of. And all's well that ends well. And it's not Cell Max. I have seen the spoilers for the new movie. I like those transformations, too, by the way. I'm glad Piccolo got something. And Gohan's actually looks really good. So, yeah, spoilers, by the way, if you didn't know about that. But I think pretty much everyone who's watching this knows about that. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you for the next one, folks. Later.